everyone, welcome to Grow Your Future. I am Zar, CEO of Luxland. I'm joined today by Jade and Mark. How are you guys?
G'day.
Hey guys.
And we also have a very, very special guest, the real beast from the East. This guy has been a true inspiration to me through the fitness industry. Also has a very, very beautiful family. The motivating Mets Analin. Welcome.
Thanks, Zara. I really appreciate it. I'm honoured to be here. Obviously, I follow you guys a lot as well, and you know you've got a great team here. I know Jade's an amazing person, also an amazing business person. I see Mark in a lot of your videos, so I know
he's all right.
He's all right. And everyone needs some a guy that they can run to, talk to, and maybe
everyone needs a punching bag.
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Jules all the world's problems an hour ago, and it helps. It helps. But no, thanks a lot for getting me here, and I really appreciate it. And likewise, man, I appreciate you coming on my podcast because it was really good. You even instigated and pushed me harder to really show my true self as well. And I think when you can talk about your story and share your story, you can get a lot more people resonating with exactly what you're doing and what your purpose and your outcome in life is as well.
Well, I was honoured to be on your podcast, Mets. And how long ago was that? Was that 6 months ago? Or?
Yeah, it was 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah, it was about 6 months ago.
When you think about it, in 6 months, how much we have all progressed. Like people on our team, yourself. Like I can see on social media that you've done so much in 6 months. And we just had a conversation earlier about the world moving at such a rapid rate. Yeah. And we've had to become such fast learners. Yeah. And I look back on the last 12 months, and especially people listening tonight who have listened to our first episodes of Grow Your Future. Like it's such a big difference. I mean, what episode are we in now? 23?
We're on 23, so how about we introduce what we're talking about tonight? Because people don't know. But look, we're going to talk tonight about creating culture, Mets. Yeah. We brought you on board tonight. Yeah. Thank you for the introduction already. But we're going to ask you, where have you come from entrepreneurially, and what are you doing with yourself today, just so we get an understanding of who you are, and then we'll jump into it.
Well, where I came from is the streets, mate. Like, that's like literally, growing up, and I tell this to my team, and I'll tell this to everyone, I wasn't the best student. I probably wasn't the best son. I had to become a better father and a better husband. And that was quite hard, and there was a lot of pivotal moments in my life where I had to grow up, and that is extremely hard when you feel like you're doing all the right things but you're so young that you're not. And so learning the hard way, when I was growing up, there was no pats on the back from mum and dad. There was none of that. So I used to play footy. They didn't even know that footy existed. If you came home and you were scratched and you were smashed, that didn't matter to them. So and that was good, because that tough love gave me the courage to pursue what I am doing in the fitness industry and everything that I do in my life. It gives it more meaning and more purpose to understand where I came from. And was it extremely hard? If you rationalize what life was back then, that's what it was. I didn't know any different. What I did know, though, and I'll never forget this, and it was a pivotal moment a few times in my teens and probably in my early 20s, where mum absolutely gave it to me. She said, you'll amount to nothing. And I rightly deserve that, because I wasn't doing the right things. And did it hit me hard? Was it like a punch in the guts? Yeah, 100% it was. But people need to hear that, because a lot of the times you may think you're a young kid, you're doing things right, but you're doing everything wrong. And so, that was a big catalyst for life, for my life changing. And so then when I went into the business at 21, still young, and, you got to earn your respect. You're running a gym. And quite frankly, no one respected me. Even though my brothers were 10 years older than me, I had to earn that respect the hard way. I'd probably done everything backwards with no experience, but I was cool with that. I was happy to, eat dirt and do it tough. And so, and I say to my team, people don't know this about me, but mate, I worked behind the counter for 14 years before I made it to the next phase in what you see at Coogee. You know, and you only had a closing shift or an opening shift. There was always one guy on shift. It was either me or my brother. That was it. So, you know, in the early stages, working 14 days straight, that was just normal. You know what I mean? And working, you know, and not earning much money, lucky to earn anything, really, just making ends meet. You know, and people ask me, what made you keep going? Obviously, you know, culture starts from the family, right? Even though, you know, you copped it if you didn't do the right thing, and rightfully so. You had to hear that, but you always stuck together. Everyone stuck together, and still today that we stick together. Even if there is a problem, there's no problem because we know what our job is within the family. So the culture started very, very early. Even though I wasn't doing things right, you kept being told, you know, no, you're not doing the right thing.
So you're saying that the foundations of having your family back to when you were a kid, really, right? This is before your wife, and you know, you were living at home with your parents. There was that foundation of having that great culture at home that then you transferred over into your new family when you got married and had kids, and also now your family at work as well. Yeah. So that would have been a massive contributor to that.
It was big, because what experience do I have in business? None, man. I mean, so where do you learn then? Obviously, you learn through working, you know, in the front line. You got nowhere to run, and you either learn or you sink.
Make the mistakes.
You make the mistake. So I've got a choice, right? I actually had no choice, really, because the family matters more. You can't run away from your commitments that you've given to the family. There's no way. There's nowhere to run. So when I look back at that, that was good, you know, and you don't know that there's another choice. There was only one choice. Now we're given two choices. You either work or you don't work. You know, I chose that, you know, I've got to stick with this. This is hard. This is extremely hard. We're not earning much money here. Like, this is insane. Where's this going to take us? You don't give up, man. You know, that's a big thing. Don't give up. If you're focused and that's what you really want, something will happen. As long as you stick to it, as long as you're persistent, as long as you're grinding it out every single day, something will come. You start meeting better people. Everything starts flowing from there. And that's what I say to a lot of people, man. Don't give yourself 6 months. Give yourself years and work under someone you can learn from. And take the tough feedback, take the tough criticism, and you'll be better for it. Man, I'm one of the taskmasters on myself. I'm really, really hard on myself. And that's come because of the tough upbringing, right? Because, you know, you gotta learn and master what you're doing every single day, and no one's there to teach you. You got to learn it, right? And I didn't have we didn't have the freedom of YouTube and these different books that are out. Now we didn't have access to that. You know what I mean? And now we have access. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, we were speaking about this earlier as well, about having too much information.
Yes,
and there's too much wrong information out there, and there's not enough, I guess, right information being guided into the right people. Yeah. Too many people want to have this overnight success, right? They just want, like you said, give it 6 months, and then they give up because it's just not working. Like I've been in business for 10 years now, and I'm hard on myself as well. So what I like about your story, Mats, is that you've come from nothing, right? And that's why I respect you so much, and I admire your success so much. We've got associates and friends that we know who have been born into wealth. They've been gifted companies. They've been gifted good positions. They've been gifted wealth, right? And for some reason, those people, I can't connect with them, right? It's different how they've made things work. But with you, you've come from nothing, and you're a huge success, right? And that's why I have so much respect for you, and I always have. But one of the questions I want to ask you is, you know, you're at the top creating this culture, right? And that's the same with me, with all my businesses. I'm up the top, and I'm fortunate enough to have a beautiful wife who supports me, and also, you know, she's just like a business partner as well. Because, you know, every other business partner turned their backs on me, right? She's the only one that stuck by me. So I'm at the top here, creating this culture. Who do I turn to, right? Like you said just then, you go, work under someone that can help you and teach you. I constantly, like find it hard because I'm at the top, right?
Yeah.
How do you do it? Because you're at the top, right?
Look, I think there's an element of humility and humbleness, because I never feel that way. I just feel like that I'm just the same as everyone. Like, if you look at the averages in life, I don't feel like I'm better than anyone. I feel like maybe I've got more experience at this point in time than I had before, and I like to learn about people. So like this week, for instance, I sat down with my whole team. Man, that's a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to do that. And I asked them questions. And when you ask the right questions, you find out the best ways they want to learn. And everyone wants to get better. But it's having the confidence to go, can I learn that? Can I retain that? And then can I take action on that? Because maybe if I do learn that, am I too afraid to take action because I'm going to fail? And if I fail, is that going to create anxiety? Is that going to create pressure on myself? And so when I look at, working with a team, when people go, is it easy creating culture? It's extremely, extremely hard. It's a lot of work. And make no mistake about it, it takes a lot of energy. And so then you go, okay, well, what's the alternative? The alternative is not doing it and not having a good culture. So when people walk into Titan Fitness, they always say that. They always say the culture's good. We've had turnover of staff. Why does it continue to become good? It's because I've got to come up with new ways, and I've got to get team members to buy into it. And like you see Jules there, the guy works hard behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And he's putting in the effort, and he's learning, and he knows what it takes. And his journey is no different. Maybe there's a few differences within that. Then you get one person understanding, but then that might work really well, but the two people underneath might not work really well. So then you go, well, how do you find that balance? And what you do is you go away, you get frustrated, you come back the next day with a better plan, because the plan wasn't good enough. The plan wasn't sound enough. And then that's where I get frustrated with me, because my plan's not good enough yet. And sometimes I can't look at the other individual. I've got to look at what am I doing? How am I going to make those principles better? So then they can come in and they go, okay, I know the principles. I know exactly what I've got to do each week, but I know how I've got to develop in this particular area to make the next person's job better. That's what I'm focusing on right now. It's no different to training. Like, you know what you've got to eat, you know how you've got to train, and you've got all the systems in place. You know what time you've got to get up, but you've got to do the work. And so I say to people, like, what matters in your life? What has meaning? And then when you look at the two areas, what has meaning? So one area you might go, well, I don't want to have meaning in this area. It doesn't mean much to me. Okay, so why doesn't that mean much to you when it's part of your job? Well, then that question's got to get asked. You got to answer that question. So if nothing has meaning, no relationship will have meaning in your life. But if something has meaning, then you're going to push yourself a bit further each and every day. And I tell people, like people go, what type of a person am I? I go, I'm actually probably a lazy person, but that's disciplined, right? That's the truth, right? And they go, well, you look like you're heaps busy. I had a guy that joined the other day, and he's been watching me on social media a bit, and he goes, man, I know you're super busy. You got kids. Like, how do you do it all? He goes, are you here all day? I said, no, I'm not here all day. He goes, like, how do you balance all that? I said, look, it's not easy because you want to be involved, but I don't want to be too involved, because I know my team wants to show what they can do as well. So I've got to find that perfect balance there. Is that balance easy? No chance in hell. That's hard. So when people go, like, how much work does it take? Well, 21 years in the business, being knocked from, pillar to post constantly, eating shit? But that's where it is, man. And then people go, well, how many hours do you spend learning? Like, they're insane hours, man. Like, sometimes I can do 30 hours a week.